Welcome to Dead Time Now, where time stops and horror begins. Put on your headphones, find a quiet corner, and turn off the lights. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a true nightmare. Here, we uncover real horror stories, the kind that stick with you long after the video ends. If you're brave enough to continue, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what hides in the dark. Now, let's begin.
It was just another routine pickup until I realized the GPS was pointing to a place that didn't exist. What's worse, when I got there, someone was already waiting. Story 1, the passenger who wasn't on the map. Alright, let's get into it. I've been driving for a ride-share app for almost 3 years now. Mostly nights, fewer cars on the road, better tips. You deal with the occasional drunk or weirdo, but nothing I couldn't handle. That was until last month when I picked someone up from a location that didn't technically exist. It was around 15 in the morning. I was thinking of calling it a night. Then I got a ping, pickup location Old Pine Trail. I didn't recognize the name, and my GPS was acting strange. It kept trying to rear out me. There were no street lights on the route. It was just a gravel path, barely visible. When I finally got there, I was expecting nobody. Honestly, I thought it was a glitch. But someone was already standing there. A man, mid-30s, standing perfectly still, staring straight ahead like he was waiting. I rolled down the window. "You James," he nodded once. No smile, no movement. He got in the back seat, quiet. The ride was set to a location I didn't know, on the edge of a nature reserve. No street name, just coordinates. I should have trusted my gut and ended the trip right there. I tried breaking the silence. "How's your night going?" he said, still deciding. That's it, just still deciding. Every time I checked the mirror, he was staring at me. Not at the window, not at his phone, just at me. The road turned into dirt. Trees started closing in on both sides. No lights, no signal. I asked, "This is the drop-off?" He said, "It's close." Then he leaned forward and whispered, "You've been here before, haven't you?" I froze. I stopped the car. "I think I'm gonna have to end the trip here, man." He smiled, first expression all night, and said, "But we're not done yet." He opened the door slowly and stepped out into the trees. I watched him disappear into the dark. I didn't know what to do. I waited 5 minutes, 10. My headlights started flickering. I finally put the car in reverse. That's when I saw movement. There was someone standing behind the car. Not the same man, a child, or someone small, but their face was completely in shadow. I locked the doors, tried calling someone, but no signal. The child walked toward my window and vanished the second they stepped out of the headlight beam. Suddenly, the man was back. He opened the rear door and said, "They like you. That's rare." Then he slammed the door shut and just walked away again. I didn't wait. I floored it. I didn't stop until I hit paved road again. I looked down, trip was still running. When I tried to end the ride, the screen glitched. The name was gone. The destination was blank. It was like the ride was never booked. When I finally got home, I stared at the trip history, but there was no trip logged after midnight. Nothing. A week later, I got another ping. Same time, same location, Old Pine Trail. I didn't accept it, but I watched it sit there on the screen waiting until it disappeared. Whatever I picked up that night wasn't from this world, and maybe I'll never know what it wanted. But I do know one thing: there are roads you shouldn't drive down and rides you shouldn't accept. If you want to hear more real stories like this, stay tuned, because some roads you don't come back from. She didn't speak, not a word, just sat there in the back seat, smiling. I dropped her off, but when I checked the app, there was no ride, no name, no trace she ever existed. Story that she got in my car, but wasn't real. I drive for a rideshare app part-time. It's a quiet job, mostly uneventful. I stick to familiar neighborhoods, and I never accept rides after 1 a.m. That night, I broke my rule. The phone vibrates. The GPS loads a request from Claire. Location, near Old Church. I glance at the clock. 12:58 a.m. In less than 2 minutes, I have to decide whether or not to take the trip. It's not far from me, and the money is good. Plus, I'm due for a coffee refill. I arrive and see a woman standing at the corner. She's pale and her hair is wet. There's no umbrella, and she's wearing a dress. It's a cold October night, but she doesn't seem to mind. I roll down my window and ask her if she's my passenger. She turns around. Startled, she nods. She slides into the back seat without looking at me or saying hi. I check the app. 1 passenger. No profile picture. No rating. I'm about to cancel when she says, "Please don't." My mom is waiting inside and she needs her medicine. Her tone is desperate, so I hesitate. Then I agree. The app says destination. Enter manually. Usually I'd ignore it, but this time I asked, "Can you type it in for me?" She does, then leans back with her eyes closed. I feel uneasy. Why did she request a ride from an unknown driver at 1 a.m.? And why is her mother waiting for her at an abandoned house by an old church? I decide to press on. About 2 blocks in, my phone glitches. The map freezes, then shifts. She's staring at it. She looks up and smiles. It's a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. "Are you okay?" I ask her. She just blinks. No expression. I turn the rear view mirror to avoid her gaze. My hands are sweating. I don't want to look back, but at one point I see something in the mirror. Not her, exactly, but a younger version of her. A little girl in the same dress. It was just a flash, but I swear I saw it. The app dinged. You've arrived. But there's no house, just a broken fence, an old playground, and dense trees behind it. She opens the door and gets out. Right before the door closes, she finally speaks. "You forgot me again," she says, then slams the door and walks into the dark. I pull over and check the app. No ride history, no Claire. I check my dash cam. Nothing. It records silence and an empty back seat. Back home, I open my dash cam footage. I talk. I drive. But no one's there. No passenger. Just me talking to empty air. That night, I got an email. "Thanks for the ride. See you again soon." No address. No reply option. Just her name. The next night, 1:06 a.m., my phone lit up again. Passenger, Claire, pickup, same place. I never accepted the ride. I deleted the app, but the request keeps coming back. Same time, same name. If I ever say yes again, I don't think I'll come back. This happened to a friend of mine. He got the same request every single night for months. At first, he thought it was a glitch. Then he noticed something weird in the app code. Each time he got the request, Claire's photo changed. Sometimes it was a baby. Other times it was a completely different woman. My friend finally worked up the courage to go to that location at 1 a.m. It's a rundown motel. No one was outside, but he could hear voices and movement on the other side of the door. He knocked a few times, waited a moment, then heard a voice from inside. "Who's there?" My friend said, "I'm here to pick up Claire." The person inside screamed and the door rattled as if someone was trying to bust it open. Then everything went silent. When my friend opened the door, there was no one there. It was the same empty room from the dashcam footage. He called the police, but they said it wasn't their jurisdiction since nothing had been stolen. So the case went nowhere. He still gets the request every night. If you think this was just a glitch, you haven't seen what's really hiding in the code. Click to subscribe for more true rideshare horror.